Drop. all right, GM. Everybody, good morning, good afternoon. Oh, what screen is this? Oh, sorry. All right, so GM, everybody, I'm back. How we're doing today? It's quite another privilege to be in front of you guys today. Like I would always say, I do not take that for granted one bit. And you're welcome to another live stream by Onchain Africa. All right. And one of the things that we do here, or we do a lot of things here, we speak to African founders, which is the major thing. And we tell their story. And aside telling their story, we also look for ways that through our content or through our live streams, we find a way to actually inspire you, keep you motivated, and keep you bullish on what you are doing, right? So it's quite amazing to be in front of you right now. And if you are joining us for the first time, it's nice having you. You are welcome in the name of the Lord. All right. And one thing that I need you to do for us right now is to retweet this live stream. All right. It's just one button away. Just click on the retweet button or the repost button. And if you're watching right now on YouTube, do also share the link to your WhatsApp status or something. So this means saying thank you for doing that. That's literally the only request I was asked from you guys. All right. And once again, I really love to apologize as regards Monday. We have our live stream twice every week on Mondays and probably Wednesdays or Thursday, but we are unable to host Monday's live stream. Mostly, this problem is not from us; it's from the founders' perspective or the founders' point. Probably they are doing something on their software or not available or not showing up or something. So once again, I sincerely apologize for that. For those of you guys that probably anticipated the live stream and didn't hold, I once again apologize about that issue. Most times, one of the issues that these guys don't tell us aforetime, they let us know some hours to the live stream, which I feel that's a bad etiquette. But regardless, our job remains the same, and we still keep showing up as much as we can. So, before we go down into what we are doing today, I met your boy Benjamin, also known as Web3 Bull. I'm the host of the live streams, and also I'm the founder of AfroPlay. So, I could do a lot of things at the same time. So on some days, if you meet me in the hospital, I could be a medical doctor. If you meet me medical doctor. If you see me in the classroom, I could be a mathematician. All these things varies at times, depends on where also actually carries us to, right? So today I have with me a very special guest. Why I'm calling him a very special guest is because he's not doxed. And for those of you that don't know what dox means, he's not public yet. That is, probably his identity is not yet outside or visible yet, and that's why he's not doxed yet. So that's why it's actually very unique. So that when you finally see him or her, you take them for who they are, right? So he's building something very, very interesting, and I can't just wait to bring him off stage with me and yeah, what he has to say. Hello, my brother Danny. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you very well, bro. GM,
All right, GM, bro. How you doing?
doing great.
Yeah, thank God. And how is the weather over there? Just finished raining cat and dog over here.
Yeah, I think it was the same thing. Yeah, and I was taking a nap before my the reminder for the call came up, and I was like, oh,
Oh,
so
I'm so
I
sorry.
had to quickly come on to let you know I was coming to the call.
All right, I'm so sorry for interrupting your nap, man. So sorry. I know it's very, very
Right.
important to have this in the afternoon.
Yeah,
All
all
right,
right.
all right. That's cool. So that I don't take much of your time, and so you can go back to your wonderful afternoon nap. Let's just go into what we are here to do today. Quickly, I'd love you to just quickly introduce yourself and tell us a bit about what you were doing before you started building this that you're building, which you're going to be talking about in a bit, and what was life like for you before Web3, and how is life like for you now that you're in Web3? I'm sorry, I can't hear you in case you're speaking. Are you saying something?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, loud and clear. Yeah, I can.
All right, all right. So
Did you get my
Daniel. Yeah, I got your question. I got your question. My name is Daniel, and popularly known as Win Season. So before Web3, I think I think I was just a regular guy. I was living in Lagos, uh, just doing a few random businesses at that time, and I moved from Lagos to the east, doing a few businesses then as well, going back and forth Lagos and the east in Nigeria, and I think it was 2021, 2020 during the NFT season when I actually stumbled across Web3 for the first time. 2020, yeah. And I traded the first NFT collections I met at that moment, and it kind of got me hooked. And I went ahead to trade the forex market for I think about a year. Then after trading forex market for a year, learning, getting tutors, paying, learning, and making some money as well, and losing money as well. Then I came back to Web3 again. And that was how I got hooked in the Web3 space. Uh, After having my fair share of the losses and wins and all that, I looked more into marketing aspect of the Web3 space. I wanted to actually do more. I saw people building things and I wanted to actually try it as well. But I told myself the easiest way to actually do this thing is to get involved first. Work with people who are already doing it and then gain experience. So I actually love marketing, and I work with a few projects. I I joined a group of people who were educating Nigerians in the Web3 space. I think it was called Niger Web3 Hub back then, and I kind of joined a group of guys who were giving lectures about the blockchain, giving daily, I think it was daily or weekly classes for free to people who actually wanted to learn, especially under the near ecosystem back then, back when near ecosystem was really really hyped. Uh, and Doing those things, I think that it kind of shaped my foundation in the space
Mm-hmm.
because while I was teaching people, I was also learning, and I think that was how I got to where I am right now. Doing these little experiments, teaching other people about the space, also participating fully in the space in literally every aspect of the space, working with other founders, in the marketing space, and finally got a proper um, big job for in a gaming company, and that was the peak of it for me. Then I knew I had to actually try experimenting my own things from there.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. So you've explored a whole lot. At
I
this
mean, it's
point,
been a lot. Yeah,
we could call it Dora the Explorer, right?
it won't actually be bad.
I agree. All right. So since you've had your own fair share of forex, so in your own opinion, someone wants to trade or do something, what would you advise them to explore, crypto or forex?
It comes down to I'm gonna say it comes down to your demographic first of all, and also your capacity. So your financial capacity. Yeah, if you're coming to the forex space and as a beginner, you have to be hands down, actually stay calm and learn, how the market works, then technical analysis and all of that stuff. And it takes a very long time before you can decide to put your money into the market. I think the forex market has a kind of tradition where you don't just come in and just throw money into something and expect to make money instantly. But the crypto space, we have this get rich quick, am I gonna put it,
Mentality.
yes, mentality in the crypto space, because there are some easy ways to make money. There are some free ways to make money, the airdrops and the rest of them. So when you make money from an airdrop that was free, and you get to onboard somebody with the same mentality that, oh, you just come on board, and do this few task, you're probably gonna get an airdrop, and people eventually go to do these things, and that becomes the only idea they have of crypto. So when they look into meme coins, they look into tokens, they just feel like it's something so simple. Just buy a coin and it goes up, and you make money. But in the forex market, you're actually told from the beginning that, hey, you need knowledge first, and you need money before you can actually make money. And if you do not have money, most of the people there tend to bring up courses and try to raise money from different type of courses, and then go back into the market again. That was literally how it was. But I think the crypto space has more opportunities. So if you're somebody that actually wants to go into this thing, it's actually kind of better, in my own point of view, to look into the crypto space, because there are a lot of aspects of the crypto space, the Web3 space in general. You can you can come into work in the space. You can come in to learn the space properly, be a blockchain engineer, do this, do that, go into marketing, go into like I said earlier, the airdrops. It's still okay to do those things if you're trying to raise capital for the first time. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the kind of knowledge you're able to, amount of knowledge you're able to grab, and then finding where you want to, a place that actually suits you, your, personally. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that actually makes a lot of sense because the reality is the fact that in the crypto space you can actually start from zero. I think anybody,
Yes.
I mean, literally everybody that is in crypto today, let's say 80% of people in crypto today started from nothing. So you just came to the
Exactly.
space, saw free money, then grew.
You know,
You didn't just stop at doing airdrop or selling whitelist spots or farming NFTs or trying to get Discord rules and all of that. You grew. You became probably a chat engager, from a chat engager to community manager. From community manager, you grew into probably social media manager. You just explored and got better over time. So if you're saying you always have
exactly.
free money in the space, it's not going to work out that way. I mean, that's my own story. Started from airdrops to jobs, and that's been my story since then. So it's been a
Yeah.
beautiful one by the grace
Awesome,
of God.
bro.
Yeah. So, but if I'm to ask you now, you said you're into marketing, but if to ask you now, like, why did you choose to not just focus on your marketing career, and you decide to start building this that you're building right now?
Okay. I think it was uh probably 2023. I was thinking about something, and I told a few friends of mine then that the way I was seeing the space, how I was seeing the space, and where it was going. If you see a problem that needs fixing, the best thing to do is to actually try to fix it yourself, and eventually start a business with it. So I had a few ideas back in 2023. I tried to build something. My first experiment, which was about dynamic NFTs. I liked the idea of dynamic NFTs then, and but people were not actually taking it serious back in the day. I think we had this brand, Lacoste, try to attempt it's a clothing brand, trying to attempt something around dynamic NFTs back in 2023, but people didn't take them serious. I feel like the dynamic NFTs uh, a unique part of NFTs people are yet to actually tap into properly. So I tried to build one back then. It didn't really work out properly, and that was the first time I attempted to try to build something. And it kind of stuck with me that I had to try to build something whenever I have an idea, instead of waiting for a developer to build it and maybe I go on market with them. I try to do it myself, with the little knowledge I had with the technical knowledge I had, and also try to bring probably another developer on board to join me on it. And I have my marketing skills. I just work with another developer, work on it, and bring it out there. So that's exactly what I did recently. And another thing that actually kind of pushed me in this current project I'm working on was last year. Last year we had a lot of these social campaigns,
Yes.
social creator campaigns, and all of that. Taito and the rest of them, people were thinking that it was going to last forever. And
Mm.
I told the guys I spoke with them, and I told them that if you want to actually be very active in the space next year, uh, you need to understand that this thing is going to end. I mean, that's I was talking about this year. That for this year, this thing is not going to actually be profitable. The social media campaigns, unless you're actually able to grow your account so big with the social fi, that you probably start getting influencer gigs and all that
Mm.
stuff. But if you're depending on this thing, you're actually going to be 100% broke. And apart from even being broke, you're not going to have a purpose in this space, because
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
you'll be looking up to founders to build something for you to interact on. And that was the idea I had last year. I don't know why I felt that way that it was going to end, and I started thinking of something to build because I remember that 2023 when I built that stuff at first, and no, the dynamic NFTs at first, and it failed. I felt I don't know the right word to use, but I felt like I didn't really have a purpose in the space after working on it, and it failed. And trying to look for the next thing to do, it feels there's this feeling that comes with not having something of your own you're working on. You're actually working on jobs, looking for jobs and all this stuff, and you're not doing anything really important in the space. So I told them that for me personally, I was going to actually build something this year, and I was going to experiment this thing and try it out. And so far, everything I said has actually played out. Kaito and the rest of Soshiofa is dead, and the people who actually depended on it for the free money they were making back then. Right now, a lot of them are broke. A lot of them don't really have purpose. They don't really have anything they're doing right now. They're what moving around, still looking for any other kind of social fi campaign they can see. Some of them are frustrated. I think that's the word I was looking for. So they're not frustrated, and they are looking for the next airdrop. Meanwhile, they probably should be building things that would actually keep their head down and actually kill this frustration. So that was exactly why I actually thought about building something. And yeah, I think that answers this question. Maybe later I'll go into why I went into building this particular product. Yeah.
Oh, all right. I think that makes a lot of sense. I was also one of those people that actually expected social fight to die. One thing I preached a lot last year, if I remember, is the fact that Nigerians or Africans have to just move from just being consumers to being producers. Look for something you can do. Look for something that you can explore. Look, you don't have to wait for info files or campaigns before you can make some money that could keep your head above the water for a while. But it is what it is eventually.
100%.
Let's not just dive into that, because one thing I've learned over time is that there's nothing as good as you having your own thing. There is nothing
Yeah,
as good as you having something in your name. If you have a job today, it can crash tomorrow. You can get laid off. I mean, we saw what AI has done this year in the jobbing space, in the world, in the job space. It's been crazy.
exactly.
So it's just important to find a problem. If you can't solve it, find somebody that can help you solve the problem. You guys do co-founder shenanigans, and you never can say that could scale and you start eating good money from it. So it is what it is eventually, though. But yeah, I think let me ask you another question first before we go into Pacific tides. All right, my next question is that you tried something with dynamic NFTs. All right, for those people watching now, probably they don't know what dynamic NFTs are. Probably I would love to explain that. But I want you to. But looking at where you are today, if there was something you could do differently with the project you started that didn't work out, what's that thing that you would have done differently?
I think okay. Let me talk about dynamic NFTs first. Dynamic NFTs actually gets to evolve. You know, you do a little task on them or little activities on these NFTs or on the website, and it actually helps your NFTs to evolve. So I think back then when Lacos tried it, it was um you have to maybe follow their page, like their posts, retweets, and your NFT starts to evolve. From a
Because
naked art. Yes. And from a naked art, it evolves to having a heart. From having a heart, it has a clothes, a Lacoste t-shirt, and you do more tasks, it has a shirt. You do more tasks, it gets a shoe, and it becomes a full blown NFT at the end of the whole campaign. And then you can now uh sell it based on the rarity at that point. So that was something I tried to do. I think what I would do differently right now if I wanted to do it was if I wanted to try it again, it would be to actually, research deeper. I already have more experience when it comes to researching compared to 2023, and I would I would probably get more developers on board, not just myself and not just one person. Probably get two devs on board to actually tap into different kind of ideas on the kind of campaigns and the kind of activities to do to actually for these NFTs to evolve. Uh, yeah, think that's the first thing I would do differently. Another thing I would do differently was will be to mm, uh, a different approach of marketing than what I actually did back then. You know, the space has evolved over time, and the marketing approach from 2023 is no longer the same approach you use in 2026.
Mm.
So I would definitely do things different when it came to marketing, and tapping into the right audience for it. Yeah, I think that's basically what I would do different.
All right. I think that makes a lot of sense. And that's the beauty of life. When you fail, you just learn from things that you didn't do well and you bring that knowledge and input it in where you are right now. I learned a story from of someone. I think I learned it somewhere. I can't remember that a particular man working for a particular company lost a huge sum of money, millions of dollars. And the guy was like, he wants to resign because he feels so bad because he has made the company lose so much money. And the CEO sat him down and said, I can't let you resign because this lesson you've learned from losing this money, you will take it to another company and make sure they don't lose that amount of money. So why let you go and bring in somebody else that probably will lose the same money again and would go through the same cycle again? So failure could be experience that people want to pay for. And so that experience or that failure you've had over time, it's not the end game. There's an experience you've learned from it that could help you evolve to be a more valuable and tangible person wherever it is that you're going to next. All right. So that aside, let's leave the motivational talk, right? Because we're not here for that. All right. So let's go down into Pacific Tides. Like for someone watching right now, what is Pacific Tide? Why should they pay attention to it? Why it matters?
Okay. Pacific Tides. It's is a trading bot, a trading and copy trading bot on Pacifica right now. With it has the capacity to actually give you speed and privacy when it comes to trading. When it comes to trading on Pacifica, and you could actually take a trade in very few seconds. I think 3 seconds, 4 seconds. You place your trades, your entries, and your exits. You actually get to snipe entries as well. Um, when I was trading, um, um, when I was trading on the meme coins and all of that stuff, you get to you want to buy a token, you want a faster avenue to actually buy. There were trading bots to use to snipe entries,
Yeah.
and I noticed that a lot of people don't actually look into these things when it came to pep dex trading, when it came to normal futures trading as well. They don't look into I have my entries and I want to actually enter before it moves. You could actually miss your entry by going to the website, clicking, and trying to place a trade after analyzing. And the Telegram bot actually makes it easier for you to just click on the trade and place that trade instantly in a few seconds. And when it comes to the copy trading aspect, it gives you a lot of profitable wallets. It filters the wallets on Pacifica and gives you the best of the best profitable wallets for you to actually copy trade and make profits as well.
Mm. I think that makes a lot of sense. And you are not building something that works with meme coins. You're looking at something that has to do with pep trading, so yeah, perpetual trading and all of that, and which kind of makes a lot of sense. And I understand someone that has tried meme coin for a while. I've tried meme coin. I understand the essence of bots. All right, because bots are always early. They are never late. Like you don't have to be there. You just have to set all those things that you need to set, and the bot goes ahead to do all the other things and buy and all of that for you. But my question now is like, why didn't you choose to go into memes? All right, build a trading bot for memes, but yet you chose to do something for perpetual exchanges.
Okay, I actually I was testing different applications in the space, and
Mm,
I I tested out Pacifica, and it's I used okay. First of all, after Hyperliquid launched as a pep dex, and it did very well. I mean, most people looked out for the next Hyperliquid. Let's put it that way.
mm,
We're looking out for the next Hyperliquid. So I tried Asta. I tried Asta decks even when they were not even hyped at all. I don't think they had much users then, but the noise around them was very low. I tried Asta decks. I traded on Asta for a while, and I liked the platform, and I moved from Asta to Lighter. I tried Lighter. I think you can also call it airdrop farming as well, because I was literally trading on these platforms, testing their platforms, and also getting rewarded with their airdrops. Then I
Mm,
tried Pacifica. When I tried Pacifica, I think that was like the final bust for me. And when it came to Pepdex trading, I like the UI more than the way I like the other two platforms I used. I liked the team members, the founders. After speaking with them, they were approachable. After speaking with them, it was easy to actually want to try something on their ecosystem. And I was getting these no, I wasn't actually getting notifications for my trades, my stop loss, my take profit,
mm,
and I just wanted to build something that would notify me um whenever I hit my stop loss, whenever I hit my take profit, or when I'm close to liquidation, you know, something like that. And I thought about it. I said I just knew Telegram was the easiest place to build it and fastest place to actually build this thing. Everybody
mm,
uses Telegram. What if I just build it on Telegram and you get the pop up on your phone instantly? Yeah, you your stop loss has been hit, your take profit has been hit, stuff like that. And after looking into it, I experimented it on my own at first before bringing in a few more people on board, developer on board, and a few friends to test it out, and eventually became a project from notifications using Pacifica's API. It became a trading app. From a trading bot like that, it became we integrated copy trading, and there's still uh, a lot more we're actually working on to expand it beyond this. And we're even looking at expanding beyond Pacifica. It's probably integrating other pep dexes to the bot as well, making it a full-blown app where there could be you could easily trade different pep dexes on that one app on Telegram. So
mm.
yeah, basically it's been a good experiment so far for me. uh Something I just wanted to build for myself turned around to becoming a full project. Yeah,
Mm.
that was how it went. Yeah.
That I think that's amazing. I think and also I know one thing that's the right way to build. Build something that solves the problem for you first. You'll be able to tell a better story. It tells a better story that way than building something that is you're totally strange to and not aware the problem in that of the problem in that particular in that particular world. Okay, so I would love to now ask you down that I know one thing for sure. For someone that's been in the space, I hardly hear about perpetual trading or pep trading. It's something that you don't hear often. But why did you choose to build in that field? Because it's easier to build to go viral or build something that people want to use in the world of meme trading and meme coins and all of that. But you chose a more difficult route. How has it been for you to penetrate through or into that particular market of perpetual traders?
To be honest, it's not been easy because especially when you do not have large funding to back you up. Uh, when you're actually funding your project with your own personal money, and you don't even you don't, you're not even a millionaire to say. So it's tough. But I think so far we have around 47 active users, really active users, and we have over 100 100 signups. But I'm talking about the ones who actually get to place trades, people who actually get to use it. Uh, we have around 47 people who are active, um, and they've traded I think around $7 million in volume.
So
For me,
far.
yes, I just take it as a win, um, and knowing that I tried something and people are actually getting to use it. uh,
Mm,
it's an experiment that has looked very decent for me. And another thing again was after we turned it into a project properly, uh, the Pacifica team were impressed, and I think that was what led to them launching a builders program under the ecosystem. So they are literally rewarding the builders on the ecosystem, and based on all time volume from the builders, I think we're currently ranked number 8. And if I look at the other projects who are number 1 and number 2, I mean they actually raised a lot of money. The project who is actually number 1 is TradeFi, and when I spoke with the founder, had a call with him, he told me he raised I think around over $1 million, I think. And looking at the list of other builders who are there, the ones who actually raise money as well, and seeing what they've built as well, and I just feel like we're actually competing with these guys who have better funding, better resources compared to us, but we're still doing decent, even though I know deep down it's not actually enough. But I like perp dex trading. I feel like it's the future when it comes to trading futures like this. We used to trade on Binance, Bybit, and seeing Hyperliquid build something that is actually taking taking a fair share of the market from decentralized exchanges. And now we have other pep dexes coming up, racking up volume. It tells you that people are actually moving away from centralized exchanges to using the decentralized dexes like this. Um, uh, and if you when you experiment on these pep dexes, when you use these platforms, you see that it's actually even more unique to trade on these platforms. Like I said earlier, I traded on Asta. It was nice. It was a very nice experience. I traded on Lighter. It was a very nice experience as well. But I kind of felt at home when I used Pacifica. That was why I decided to actually build something on Pacifica.
All right,
So
I think
yeah.
that's cool, and I'm very impressed that the Pacifica team actually reached out and they were impressed by what you guys did so far, and they started a builders reward system whereby builders get some incentives and all of that. But I think this also leads down to my next question, because I always like to know, how do builders actually generate revenue from this that they are building? So for you now, building a trading bot, how are you generating revenue? Let's say aside from what the ecosystem actually gives back to the builders.
Originally, like I said, I built it for me, for
Yeah,
myself, first of
Pacifica.
all, and I I just started with zero fees at first, and when I started getting users on board, we increased the fee a little bit to 0.025%, which was very low. At the moment, I think the fees is at 0.1%, but it's not been a lot of revenue from the project to state. They're releasing a lot of revenue from the project when it comes to the fees, but we're looking to see how far we scale. It comes down to having a large number of users. If you're actually wanting to make serious money from it, having a large number of users, and then these users pushing in a very solid amount of volume. If you had 100 million volume and you're taking 0.1% of it, it becomes like a decent revenue. If you're having $1 billion volume and you're getting 0.1% of it in fees, then the revenue makes sense. But when your volume is still around 7 million volume and you're getting 0.1% of it, still doesn't look so decent. But because we started from zero fees down to 0.025 and 0.1%, I think the revenue is still around probably around $3,000 or close to $3,000 in revenue. It's been very little right now, but if you want to include the probably the rewards that comes from the Pacifica ecosystem itself, then I don't know how to put it that way, but it's probably going to be a decent win at the end of the day. Yeah.
So the reward from the Pacifica's ecosystem itself, is it something that is times, like there's a time frame you have to wait for the next 1 year before you get the reward, or 6 months or thereabout?
Oh no, I think they set aside 10 million of their points to builders, and they're giving it out every week based on how
Oh,
much volume you bring in every week. So
Okay.
yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. So far you've been building this for a while. Before we go into other question, how has it been for you? Like, what's the experience, the journey, and what are the things you've encountered while building this bot?
I think the greatest thing about it is the people I've been able to connect with over time. You know, I don't think I would have probably been speaking with a couple of people if I wasn't building this at the
Mm,
moment. Um, People from different parts of the world, different demographics as well, connecting with different founders, connecting with different people, uh, the opportunities that actually comes with it as well. The other day I think just yesterday, I think I was chatting with a different guy, Japanese, doesn't speak English. I have to translate and translate and translate, you know. And it was fun having that conversation with him. He was impressed with what we're building. He tested the app, he liked it, and I think that's the beauty of everything so far for me. It's literally the peak joy, in that this thing you're doing, it's making you meet different kinds of people who actually
mm,
come along to criticize what you're doing, the ones who come to say, hey, I like what you're doing, it makes sense, keep it up. The ones who come to say, the ones who just come to chat with you, they probably don't even test it, they just come on board, have a nice chat with you. And the opportunities that actually comes with it as well, stuff like that. And I mean, I feel like it's been a very great journey for me, a very good one for me actually. Yeah.
yeah, I think that's cool. That's beautiful. All right. So now, of recent, you just shipped something called copy traded, right? Which is amazing, where users get to pick top traders by 7 days or 30 days PNL and automatically mirror a percentage of their position. Now, I would love you to walk us through the whole idea behind this and how it works.
Okay, after building the trading app, the
Mm-hmm.
trading bot, I was thinking of something extra to add to it. And I mean, I noticed nobody has actually built a copy trading bot on pep dexes so far. And I think this is like probably the first one. And people who actually get to look into copy trading that I've seen, they just give you a copy trading feature where you see a wallet, you copy trade the feature. You just copy trade the wallets randomly. But I try to do it in a different way where you're not just copy trading these wallets because they are profitable. We remove the ones who probably have a very large amount of money, capital, and you know maybe someone that has, for example, $1 million in their wallet, and they just place a trade and exit at probably a 1% profit. The person is already profitable, but it doesn't make sense to copy trade that kind of person, because you could actually get wrecked like that, and you don't actually even make any decent profit. So I was looking for wallets who are real traders, people that have $5,000 capital, $1,000 capital, people who make 10% a day, 10%, 50% a week, 20% a week,
Mm,
40% a week. Real traders who are actually profitable over time, not just not just for a day and a ghost for another 1 month. People who are actually active traders on Pacifica.
yeah.
So the bot filters this wallet all around and gives us the top six wallets based on this analysis I just explained. And now when it gives you the top six wallets, you can now click the copy trading button and pick the one you like and copy trade the wallet. Um, for the a random user of the bot, you get to only see, I think, two wallets. But for those who have the NFTs that we launched, you connect the NFT wallet to the trading bot and you get to see the full six wallets that you want to copy trade. So sometimes uh, it's not even just about the copy trading alone. Sometimes it also gives you conviction on your own trading bias. Imagine you want to long BTC right now, and you're probably not sure of your trading bias, your direction, and then you see the wallet you're copying instantly place a trade on long as well. It gives you more conviction. Okay, I was probably right. Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why I actually worked on the copy trading, and it's been very nice so far, and you know yeah, it also helps you with the farming of the points program.
Yeah.
It's You don't actually get to do it by yourself. You just place this wallet and say 10%. I'm copying 1% of this person's trade. So the person places a trade of $100. It copies it for you for just for $1, something like that. If you set it at 10%, person places a trade of $100, and it copies $10 from your wallet for that person's trade. You know, you might be asleep. It buys and sells for you.
Mm.
I think last night, before the market actually crashed properly, there was I was actually shorting, and before I slept, I closed the trades, and I wasn't so sure if it was going to go lower. I closed the trades, and I woke up this morning to see that the wallet I was copy trading actually entered more shorts, and I was able to actually take part of the final drop in the market last night personally. So I think that's exactly how I see it. Like it's helpful to me as well as a trader. It's also helpful. I feel like it's also going to be helpful to other people who are actually getting to use it over time, because these
Mm.
wallets that have been filtered properly. They might not be accurate every time. Of course, they're humans, but
Yeah.
from their track record, you can see that they have a very good track record when it comes to trading on Pacifica, especially. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're building something very, very cool, honestly. Like that solves good problem that probably traders actually do experience, perpetual traders do experience from time to time. So you made mention of the NFT. I think probably you're an NFT guy and you just love exploring NFTs, right? So how much does it cost to have one of these NFTs? And you talked about the value in which these NFTs actually give back. I would love you to explain or go dive a little bit deep into the kind of values people get in return when they are holding these NFTs.
Okay. For the NFTs, I think it's a 333 supply. Uh, Dolphins on Pacifica,
Mhm.
and we launched it for free last month. I think the all-time high was probably $80, and the highest sale we got was $100 sale for a rare, for a legendary rather. Last month I think that was $100. Yes. But currently the price is at I think it's at $13 right now, 0.007 or 0.008. I can't remember. I'll check it later. 0.007, which is around $13 for one of the NFTs right now. And I honestly think this is like a very cheap price right now, and a very low price with a lot of potentials to go higher as we keep building. So we we just launched the staking for the NFTs last week. Uh, last week, sorry, this week rather. This week, so on Monday, we launched the staking on Monday, and we've had a lot of people who are holding stake their NFTs so far, and the ones who are actually using it on the bots, it's been working very well for them. Just go to the bots, connect the wallet as well, the EVM wallet, and you actually get to start seeing these what's it called, these profitable wallets for you to copy trade on the trading bot. So I built the NFT to kind of like grow an active community under the Pacifica ecosystem, and also have them to see the trading bot properly, and get them to actually use it. I think that was one of that was one of the avenue we used to get in more users. The ones who test the bots, and they become permanent users and long term users. And when the ones who test the bots and feel like okay, I'm not going to use this actively. Just use it once in a while. It comes down to what what people actually like, and getting their feedback. We got a lot of feedback from the NFT holders, and even before the launch, people will try to use it to get a whitelist spot. They test the bots, and give us good feedbacks that we actually use to improve the bot. So if you notice, I made a post not too long where I said we've improved the UI of the bot. It looks better and it's no longer as rowdy as it was before. Originally, I
Mm.
think it was probably rowdy and not well arranged on Telegram, and we got feedback from people that hey, this thing could actually be better. We're not saying this thing clearly. We're not saying this. We're not saying that, and we want this thing to be actually clean. And we have to work on it again and make it cleaner and make it better and easier to use. So I like NFTs actually. I love NFTs. I know that if you want to build a community under any kind of project, it's always advisable for the community to have a kind of NFT collection because it builds it's easier to build this group of what's the word believers with NFTs compared to
Mm.
having a token. You have a token, you can get people to just buy, people just buy and sell whenever they like. But I feel like with NFTs,
They
there's
can
this
always flip
strong,
it. It could be their PFP. It could. There are a lot of
yeah,
utility in NFT. They can brag with
exactly.
it.
It brings this bragging, right? It brings this one community together.
Mm.
I love the idea of NFTs. That was why when I came to the space newly back in 2020 2021, I was really really hooked when I started trading NFTs because it was something I was that actually got me like it got me really hooked. I love the idea of having NFT. The only problem with NFTs right now is most times when you hold for a long time because of this community, sometimes the price goes down and
Quickly. Yeah.
that becomes a problem. But if there is a way to sustain the price of the NFTs, to actually if the founders are actually active and they are building things and updating the communities and eventually the price stays up, I think the community will be a very solid one, which is exactly what I'm trying to do with the NFT collection right now. Trying to make sure that I keep building things, updating things, and people actually can see the value of these NFTs and the price can go back up properly. Yeah.
Mm. Thank you so much for that. So to everyone currently watching us right now, either from YouTube or X right now, thank you so much for joining once again. This is Onchain Africa by Afroplay, and today I have my guest with me, whose name is Win Season, and his real name actually is Daniel. All right, who's building something really amazing. Let me just share my screen quickly. Is building something really amazing on the Pacific ecosystem. He's building a perpetual trading bot that helps you trade on Telegram. All right, now he just added a new feature of recent that helps you copy trade. All right, for those of you that are traders in this space, you know how useful copy trading can be. It helps in numerous ways, not just for you to win, also to help you verify your own personal convictions. All right, so as someone who trades whatever it is you trade right now, I think this is one bot you would love to explore. It's currently free. There's a free plan that comes with its own perks, and there's also the one that you need to hold the NFTs. Currently, this NFT page, which I'm about to ask, I was able to flip the follower growth to over 8,000, and the main account is less than 1,000. So, by the way, the NFTs are still very, very cheap. You can always flip one on OpenSea and pick one of your choice, the one you can afford, which comes with its own perk. You'll have access to more copy trading alphas on Telegram itself. So this bot does a lot of things that your regular trading bot would not do, and it helps you to stay profitable. So if you're watching right now, I would love you to please retweet this live stream. And if you have any question for Daniel, do well to leave in the comment section or probably on the live stream. It's going to pop up here, and I'm going to read your question to Daniel right now, building this that is building right now. Especially if you're a builder, you're building something in line with this, and you love to learn from his own experience, or you have questions. All right, please do well to do that. And if you're also from the community, also would love to see probably some W's in the chat. If you are from the Pacific Pacific Tide Boards community, would definitely appreciate that for sure. So do well to give them a follow on Twitter. Do well to give them a follow here on Twitter. It's called Pacific Tides bot. All right, that's for the bot trading bot itself, and the NFT collection is actually Pacific Pod NFT. All right, so do want to also give them a follow on Twitter, and you can also join their Discord, and also for this you can join their Telegram. All right, so do want to explore as much as you want to explore. We definitely appreciate that, and this is the only way to show appreciation or show support to what our friend Daniel is actually building right now. All right, so Daniel, back to you. So I want to understand how you were able to pull this massive following up on this NFT page. I know NFT is something that goes viral, but not a lot actually grows as much as you want to grow. But moving a page for a Twitter account from zero, literally zero to over 8,000, it shows a lot of proof of work of your intelligence in marketing or how smart you are in doing good marketing. So just share some alpha with us as regards how you're able to build this.
Oh, like I said earlier that I was more into marketing, right? And it's something I've been working on with different projects in the past. And launching an NFT collection, it was something I had to just put in the work and push it out there. But I didn't really push the Pacific Tides account while I was marketing it. I think that was something I failed to do. I overlooked the aspect, but I worked mainly on the NFT collection to try and put get a lot of eyes to the collection as well. And I think another reason was because probably it's a small supply, and people wanted to get the white list. It was easy for me to market it around it. It creates a very solid branding, and we can get it all hyped up. And I've been thinking about how the mains went and everything. I think people had a lot of probably am I gonna say unrealistic or a whole lot of
Expected.
expectations
Mm,
from me when the hype became too much. And we literally hit 10,000 followers. I think very close to 10,000 followers. And after the mint, people, those who actually got disappointed, started unfollowing the accounts and all that stuff. And the people were actually bots were also left the account. But I'm actually really impressed with the kind of work we've done so far with the NFT collection as well as the trading bot. Yeah.
mm. I think that's really really nice to hear. Though, so we have a very short time left. We just have barely 5 minutes before we just end this live stream right now. So I would love to ask now. This is a personal question. Why are you not doxed yet? What's your reason?
Okay. Why am I not doxed? Right.
Yeah, is it that you have so much money, or you don't want us to kidnap you? Or-
It's not really about money. It's just that being doxed comes with being comfortable with showing your face out there. Uh,
yeah.
I don't think I'm at that point yet where I feel like showing my pictures and my face. And most people used to say that if a founder is not doxed, you cannot trust the
Mm,
project, you cannot trust the person, you cannot trust the project. But no, most of the people I've worked with, even when I had Web3 jobs, marketing space, I never even saw their faces. They never saw my face. Uh, there was a guy I worked with in 2022, uh, who is now even a close friend. We literally had to move our chats from Discord to WhatsApp, and he lives in the UK. And we literally talk basically even after the project. We still hop on calls, talk about our personal lives. I feel like friendships and trust can actually still be built in the space without being doxed. We have a lot of founders who are out there right now who are not doxed. We have founders who are doxed as well. And we've literally had a lot of scammers who are doxed. So
mm,
it comes down to your personal preference. And for me right now, I don't think I am ready to actually, put my pictures out there. Um, you know, come on videos like this. And I'm not sure I'm ready to create video content. I wanted to actually go into video content last year, but I kind of slowed down on it because of the same reason that I'm not really sure I want to dogs right now. So yeah, whenever I am comfortable with it properly, I think I'll just set up a camera and shoot a video. Yeah, but for now,
okay, so if why he's not a Nigerian and he doesn't want people to believe he's a Nigerian because probably people might not be interested in what he's building. I don't know if that
no.
mindset actually affected you at some point.
No, 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 no. I have never been. How am I gonna put it? I've never actually been ashamed of where I'm from. I've literally
Mm,
let everybody know that I'm Nigerian. Everybody have spoken with every project I've worked on. I literally get them to know that okay, hey, listen, I'm African, I'm Nigerian. Sometimes when people hear my voice like this on the call, they tend to assume I'm not African. They tend to ask, "Are you really sure you're Nigerian?" Probably the accent or the way I speak, or probably the knowledge and all of that stuff. And I mean, it's it's not about the country. It's not about where I'm from. It's not about being black. There are many black founders. There are many Africans who are doing great. So and there are some of them who are doxed, and there are some who are not doxed. So I don't really care about where I'm from. I know I can still do great things from here. So for me, it's not about that. It's about being comfortable with doxing right now. I'm not really that comfortable with doxing at the moment, but I know I'll actually get there because I have personally been doing a couple of videos on my phone, uh, trying out video content little by little. But I know probably when it's the right time, I'll probably start proper video content. But yeah,
oh, that's cool. It's fine. I mean, it's actually important if you are watching this as a Nigerian. It's important that you're proud of who you are, because I think that's one thing that people have asked me. Why do you have the Nigerian flag on your Twitter page? I said that, come on, I can't hide my identity. Apart from the fact that my face is out there on whatever platform I'm using, I just want you to know that I'm Nigerian. If you can't work with me, it's fine. If you can, let's do business together. So it's not
exactly.
an
It's
identity
about the
I'm scared
value.
of. Yeah, exactly. The value is very, very important. And as much as you grow and invest in yourself, people will not care about your identity. Even a racist will be glad working with you. He will leave his racist mentality one side as long as you're helping him make money. You get so
Exactly, bro.
it's very important that just own up to your own who you are. And if you lie a lot in this space, one day they will catch you and they will drag you. And it should not be now. It shouldn't be the fact that the person that will now drag you is a racist. It will be too bad. But it's fine. So I think this will be my last question, sir. For someone who watching this right now, who has been in the space for quite some time, all right, who wants to build something but doesn't know how to, is scared if people would use his product, is having some setbacks and all of that. What would be your own advice to the person, to this kind of person, on how to move from being a consumer to actively providing value in the space?
Okay. I'm going to say you have to actually experiment things. And if you feel like you cannot do it, if you feel like you're not really convinced about it, find a few friends, sell the idea to them, and then build it together.
Hmm.
You can find a developer. If you're not a developer, sell the idea to the developer, get him on board or her on board as probably a shareholder of the company,
Hmm.
percentage revenue, and work with this person. So it comes down to, are you really convinced about the idea you have? Do you think this idea can actually work? If you think it can actually work, you should be able to sell it to people that can work with you first before you even think about selling it to the community. If I cannot sell my idea to you to work with me, and I'm not actually going to be able to sell it to the consumers out there, people that will actually use it. So you need to be able to sell it to a friend, an individual who has the skill you need first before before you can actually sell it to people out there. So if that person is not convinced that hey, this thing makes sense, let's work on it. I can actually sacrifice my time for this your idea. Then you cannot actually be you won't actually be able to sell it to outsiders.
Hmm.
So I think that's literally the easiest and the best way to move. You can't do it alone. Even if you're a developer, you definitely need a marketer. You need a content creator. You need someone who's actually good at marketing. You find that person, sell the idea to the person. Look at what I'm building. Look at what I built. Look at this. Look at that. I would like to push this thing out there. I want you on board, and I would like you to have a share in the project. Is it something you think you can do? If the person checks out the idea, sees that this idea makes sense, and says, "Okay, bro, I'll work with you on this for some percentage of the company because the person has seen
Mm,
that this thing could be profitable. So it comes down to, are you convinced of your idea doing well? If you're literally convinced about this idea making sense and doing making waves, then the best thing for you to do is collaborate with other people who have the skills you actually need, the skills you don't
mm,
have that you need. You collaborate with people that have those skills and work with them and put your idea out there. So it's literally that simple. I've seen artists who draw very nice art. They don't know how to market an NFT collection out there. They look for a marketer and say, "Bro, look at this art. I want to launch this as an NFT collection. Let's work on it." Person said, "Okay, from the mint revenue, I'll take such a percentage, 10%. Okay, deal." Person helps you to
mm,
push the marketing, and the artist makes money. If you're a developer, you want to build something, you just look for a marketer and say, "This is what I have." If you're a marketer, you have an idea, you look for a developer. This is what I'm building. So it comes down to you being able to sell the idea to individuals first before outsiders.
mm. Which is really nice. I think that's the first step that anyone building anything should try out. All right, because of
Yeah,
a truth, for
exactly.
you to scale whatever it is you are doing, you can't build it on your own. And you need people that love what you're building and are interested to invest their time and energy to making sure that it also scales as much as possible because they have their cut in it. And sorry, this will lead to my last final question, I promise. I'm sure you worked with people that you did not pay them for a while, that were not making money. How did you get people to voluntarily work with you and without you paying them for a particular period of time or something?
Uh, just like I said, it comes down to being able to sell it to them. If you have, let's assume you're working on an NFT collection right now, and you're good at marketing, you have the artists, and okay, for example, you actually need an artist right now. You can convince the artist, sell this project to the artist that there's potential here for you to make money as well. And after the launch of the project, the artist weighs the options and sees that, okay, you probably have solid background and solid track record, and will decide if he wants to work with you for free until the launch, and then you get to pay the artist. Now it comes down to Discord moderators, collab managers. You can literally convince these people that hey, the payment is after the mint. Uh, you just have to trust you on it. If eventually they trust you and they see the potential in what you're doing, they can work with you without getting paid, and relying on the fact that they get paid after the project. Sometimes the other way to do it is to probably bring in people who are actually going to invest in the project as well, having a share of the project if they're eventually putting money into the project, so they know that they're working for their money. They're working for um how I put it, they're working for their own share of the project. So if the project doesn't do well, they know that they've definitely lost their money. So they have their money too. So they have to actually put in the work because they are invested in the project too. They're
Mm,
invested in your
mm,
idea as well. So if I was
mm,
bringing you on board to my project now, for instance, let's say, hey, you're going to give me bring in $1,000 to the project as well that we're working on, and you bring in this money, you definitely want to put in enough work because
to
your
make sure.
money is here as well, because you have to
Mm,
make your money back and also make your own, probably your percentage share of the project as well. So you want it to be a decent amount of money. So you put in the work in your own aspect, in your own field. And I think that's another way to do it. But it
mm,
comes down to trust. If these people actually trust you, trust your track record, and then they can decide to sacrifice their time and their their energy to work with you, without getting paid instantly, you know,
mm.
based on future rewards.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Thank you so much for sharing these things that you shared, Daniel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It was amazing speaking to you. Like, I really enjoyed this live stream with you, sir, because I learned personally one or two things from the live stream. And for you guys just watching us right now, please do well to follow Daniel on Twitter. This is actually his Twitter handle on his name, W Win Season. Yeah, which is W1NSZN. This live stream. Thank you so much joining. Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Really, really appreciate it. We see you again tomorrow. We have another live stream tomorrow. Same time, same place here on X. Do well to get ready because we are bringing in another amazing guest with us. So, Mr. Daniel, thanks so much for your time. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your week and have fun. Wishing you success, sir.